insane, very sane societies. Look at what is happening to former president of Brazil,
Lula.
Yes, you know, even when the current female president is trying to appoint him, trying to you know, clone him and impugn him from the law, the people are getting at him. We can see whether there is we have a School of Parliamentary Studies in Abuja, all kinds of Institute of Good Governance everywhere. The issue is not about good governance. It's not about going to school anymore to begin to learn how to govern people. Even if you do not go to school, these people travel abroad. They see what happens. We are talking about infrastructure here. We are talking about delivering, you know, the basics to citizens. Do you need any school to tell you that Nigerians are hungry, that people can't eat food, can't put food in their mouth, that
maybe
professionals
you need to learn what to do about it?
They know what to do. This is sheer wickedness, sheer appropriatism by the ruling class, because they think that over time, look, let's look at it this way. We used to have a very virile and strong Nigerian Labour Congress. We used to have a very strong and mobilizable National Association of Nigerian Students. And the civil society used to be very strong. But the ruling elites have discovered that to continue to hold on to power, the strategy to adopt here is to decimate these organs of resistance.
How do they do the decimation?
And to do it is to infiltrate first the leadership, to ensure that they are fragmented.
So
at the university level, for example. Yes, at the university level.
Infiltrating the leadership, for instance. It was a question I asked him: would a hungry man stand to defend what he feels is right for this country? A man who is hungry, who's thinking of how to take care of his family, pay school fees and all of that. Do you think you'll be bothered about that? Is that not what's giving the ruling class?
How did we get to the point of extreme hunger that we have found ourselves? Let us look at Nigeria immediately post-independence. Were Nigerians as hungry as now? So what happened between 1960 and now? That people are able to put food on their table and now. Yet we are having more money now. Our budgets have grown geometrically into the trillions, and people are getting more hungry. That's why I talked about the strategy. It's a struggle between, you know, the ordinary citizens of Nigeria and the elites. The elites want to hold on to power. The citizens just want to find food and put on their table. Now let me tell you how they are doing it. One, they make health unaffordable to Nigerians. They make education, you know, unreachable. And of course, the roads that you drive through are just not there. What more, fuel that you use in even powering your small I pass my neighbor, you know, it's not, you can't have it. So now they push you up to a point where you are in daily contention for the very basic needs that you need to survive with. How did the Arab Spring, how did it come up? An ordinary person, a cat pusher who sells food, the local government, yes, was still insisting that he pays taxes. On that day, they didn't have money to pay. And they seized his food and all that and took it to the local government. And he told his people he's going to, if they don't give him this, he will set himself ablaze. And of course he did that. That was the beginning.
Resolution of the peaceful one.
So Nigerians are docile. We are complacent. And by May this year, this government will be 1 year in office. And people are telling us to be patient. You know, now, by the time, by May, for example, I wonder what this government will point to as anything at all that they have done beyond issue of, you know,
corruption.
What is corruption? Yes, I agree that there is a need to fight corruption, retrieve stolen money and all that. The people within the ruling class also teams why they're not being brought to justice. Bring everybody to the table. Don't bring some set of people. Everybody has stolen.
Okay.
Who have ruled Nigeria at one point or the other.
AKEREGHA, 1 second, gentlemen. We'll just dash over to Port Harcourt to talk to our correspondent Charles Eruka, who is there, part of the team covering the rerun of the elections in Rivers State. Hello, Charles.
Well, now, Nelton Alero, thanks very much. The show is just about to get on the road. This is the Ube Model Primary School registration area and it's located at the Oromenike area of D-Line in Port Harcourt, the Plateau State capital. About a couple of hours ago, at say a few minutes past 8, nothing, absolutely nothing was happening here. It was just the agents of the various political parties that were on the premises. But now, some moments ago, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC officials arrived. And as you can see at this moment, they are laying out their tables and arranging the materials for which they'll be using to conduct the elections. Well, just beside me here is the bus that brought in the INEC officials moments ago. And it's a little bit of confusion here because well, you can just see the drama behind me here. The officials are trying to get their election materials off the bus. I think the party agents are also trying to ensure that all the materials are intact and there's going to be no foul play. And probably it's also holding up the process because whatever controversy that may be generated has to be resolved. At the moment, the election officials themselves are actually under a lot of pressure, and it will be very difficult to talk to any of them. But all said and done, we also have security officials here, maybe not exactly in the picture, but as you can see, there is a security official also trying to calm down the tension here. There are others all over the place. And so we are hoping that the process in this very registration area will be smooth and fair and concluded to everybody's satisfaction. Now, I'd like you to know that this registration area has 4 polling units. Units 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's also been known to have hosted the governorship elections and the general elections of last year. And so the rerun also is taking place in this particular registration area. 4 polling units we have here. And when polling gets underway in earnest, of course, we will be reaching out to the presiding officials to tell us exactly what is expected of the officials. I've been speaking with a lot of them away from the cameras, and they said the delay in getting the materials here was due to the fact that they were actually trying to sort things out at the various racks to make sure that by the time they get here and polling starts in earnest, there'll be no complaints. And so that's the situation here at the moment. Alero and NT.
Thank you very much, Charles.
Indeed. We talked about
we'll come back to you later for more updates.
So, let's come back to this conversation about governance. That's an election going on in Rivers State, where the people are supposed to come in and elect their representatives at the State Assembly and National Assembly and all of that. But you see the kind of situation as it is. What do we do? I'll give you an example. He said, we've decided to be implacable people, and until we become placable, we will not have things go right. How can we get to that point? Or what do we need to do to get things right? Because civic education has been reintroduced in primary and secondary schools. Indeed, a civic education teacher actually tweeted at us. What do we need to do to get it right? What should we begin to do?
Yeah, in the first instance, I'm pleased to know that we've now reintroduced civic education, but the contents matter, because if it's garbage in, you get garbage out. So the contents of that, what we are teaching our kids, you know, needs to be made known, the curriculum, to everybody, so that we can all see whether this is the direction we want to go.
Should it also not extend to the tertiary level?
Not necessarily, because when you get to the universities, they're doing political science. And that is where you train people, you know, in the heart of...
Political science is a department.
It's a
there
department,
are those in the
yes.
sciences. I mean, there are courses we used to do, general studies, 101, 102, and all of that. Shouldn't it at least get to the first level of your tertiary education, so that if you missed it in the primary and secondary school, you can still get it before you leave the university?
Not necessarily. We don't need to train the whole country in the heart of political science, in my view, to ensure or to assure good governance. What we need to have is, what are our basic values? that should underpin our own democratic journey. If we create a situation where institutions